Recently, we've had a chance to work with a man by the name of Jack Schwarz, who has demonstrated pain control and bleeding control. How do you go about a pain control problem from the inside? What do you do?
Well, there's a process of being non-attached.
Are you saying you look at yourself in an objective way?
Oh yeah, totally objective. Under no circumstances subjective, because it's the subjectivity what makes, and the indoctrination we have gone through, that what is in our subconscious mind, what tells us that we should feel pain and we should bleed and we should get infection, which interfere with the process.
You know, you said an interesting thing. You said fear, and then you said unconscious.
Right.
And what it sounds like is what you're saying is that you have to get conscious control of the unconscious. Jack discovered his ability to consciously control normally unconscious, involuntary processes when he was a boy in Holland. He has demonstrated all sorts of unpleasant things to doctors to show that the mind can control pain and bleeding. After Jack had been wired up, Judy assists Dale Walters in the control room in monitoring Jack's brainwaves, heart rate, and other physiological indicators, while Jack demonstrates pain and bleeding control. They use a closed-circuit TV to correlate Jack's movements with the polygraph records.
The calibrations are set and we're ready to go now.
Okay, well, we're ready to go. How about letting me see that needle, Jack? This is your weapon.
Right.
It looks like a regular steel needle. What is it exactly?
Well, actually, it is a so-called sailmaker's needle. It is about 4.5 to 5 inches long. And as you see, it is not any special preparation on it. It's even rusty.
Yeah, it looks a little rusty.
And of course, you are putting nicely your germs on it now too. So before I'm going to pierce this through the arm, let us sterilize it first with my germs too, so we get a kind of nice intermixing of germs and bacteria. And we cannot do it with, normally we do this on the floor with my foot to show that the body will not take any infection, that it will throw the different foreign bodies which shouldn't go into the body are thrown off. So any time that you feel that I should put this needle through now, of course I'm going to pierce the needle really through from this point through this point, and I'm not going to look if there are any specific arteries involved or veins or capillaries involved. So I will just keep talking to you, and if you can support my arm a little bit, then we can put it right in there.
Oh,
right.
All right, okay.
So,
okay.
So now it is through, and we can leave it in there for a couple of seconds. Well,
it looks like it's buried about half an inch deep in your biceps.
Yes, it is really. And as you see, an interesting thing again occurred. It comes right out of a vein here, which is kind of pronounced vein.
Coming out of a small
and
vein.
Here again by accident, I put it in a vein here too. It is as if it's.
I noticed something interesting as you're doing that. I can feel all sorts of tissue things happening inside as you were pushing it.
Yeah. Well, here again, it is not as if I'm putting a needle through my arm, but I'm putting a needle through a arm, which just happened to be part of a body which I temporarily possess in order to function through. And then again, the mind, in a non-attached, subjective way, is looking from a distance at it and monitoring the whole process.
Well, when you pull this needle out, do you want me to hold it again, or do you?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Now it is out. Now what you could do, if you would grab the arm and kind of wring so that you don't cover the holes, so that the holes are still visible, wring it like a dish rag, and put pressure upon it with tremendous power. You can use all your physical power
I
for
could
that.
try to force some blood out of it.
Right.
I
Now,
noticed
of
that
course,
by forcing it up, I could force one little drop of blood
one little
out.
blood drop, which we now, of course, just wipe off, and it stops. It stops immediately, and the hole will start closing. As you see, this hole already is closed.
This one is closed. The bigger one here
The
is
bigger
just,
one is because we had to really wriggle our way in there to make the first contact. But if you can observe it, it is now getting smaller already, and it is closing.
when we get the records, our physiological records, I'd like to show you what they are, and we can talk about what they might mean. It seems to me from the brainwave record and the heart rate record that you didn't show any significant reaction to pain. The question which comes up, however, is a question which I'm asked lots of times when I'm giving lectures. What good is it going to do me to learn how to stop my heart or poke needles through my arm?
Well, it's very logical that this question should come up. And I personally am not out to demonstrate putting needles through my arms to teach people that specific thing. But what can be taught to people is that they can self-regulate their mind-body coordination so that their physiological processes will be in such a state that they can prevent any disease.